The long wait's all over again, guys. Here it is, 2016 Footballology mock draft. I'm excited. I am so excited. I've been waiting all week to put out this video for you guys. Uh, it took me a long time. The research on this thing was crazy. I will put probably 12 to 16 hours of research and just what I feel like these players are going to go and what some of these teams are going to do. No trades, no nothing like that. But I think there's a lot of trading going to happen this year in the draft. Just putting that out there right now. But it's insane. I matched my mock draft to a lot of other people out there. It is not looking good. It is not. My mock draft looks crazy. It looks like I don't know what I'm talking about. It looks like I should shut down my channel right now and just walk off and start baking cookies or something. So I really hope you guys enjoy it though. Let's sit back, enjoy the ride, and here we go.
Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down and shake it. Drop down and shake it, shake. Drop down.
The kickoff things, we got Tennessee Titans at number 1 overall. I know they're starting to get frustrated picking this high in the draft. Nobody wants to pick this high in the draft. Yeah, you get the best prospects, but at the same time, that means you didn't do so well the season previous. So with the Tennessee Titans, I like what they're trying to build, and I like the way they're going. They're going through the process, and when we look back on this team in about 2 or 3 years, we're like, wow, this is a really quality team. But a lot of people are not going to respect the process that they went through, like a Seattle Seahawks. Seattle wasn't that good overnight. They went through a process, and I think Tennessee is starting to go through that process as well. With this pick, if they don't trade back, they need to get a player that's going to give them the best chance to win, and the best chance is going to be a cornerstone piece for that team for years to come. That's why I have the Tennessee Titans taking Jalen Ramsey here. I think this makes the most sense. You put him in a defense that you're definitely trying to overhaul, especially going to a 3-4 defense. You have a good defensive coordinator there, and I think Dick LeBeau is going to be like, give me this guy. I can do crazy things with this guy. You've seen what I did with Troy Polamalu, and I think that's what Jalen Ramsey is going to be for Dick LeBeau. He's going to be his Troy Polamalu almost. Put him at the free safety, strong safety position, and let him do work. Let his athleticism take over, coach him up, tell him what he needs to do, but then at the end of the day, let him be what he is, and that's a true defensive playmaker. And I think he gives Tennessee the best chance to improve the back end of the defense and the front of the defense with one pick. At number 2 overall, we got the Cleveland Browns. Now, the Cleveland Browns, they're completely stripping their team down, and a lot of people don't realize that. And it's kind of sucky. They're going to suck this year. They're going to suck next year. And when it's all said and done, they're going to be a great team. Give Hugh his time. If he knows he has that time, and I think that's what he does, he knows he has that time, I think he's stripping his team down. He's trying to put his own touch on this team. He's seen what they did in Cincy, and I think he really enjoyed that, and he really liked that. He's been in the bad with Oakland, and now he's been in the good with Cincy. Cincy knows how to create depth and get talent all at the same time, and I think that's what Hugh wants to do in Cleveland. Bringing in RG3 is his project, and that's what it is at the end of the day. A lot of people don't realize that. That's his project. That's him saying that I can do this. I'm a good coach, and I'm going to prove it to the NFL and everybody else. I'm going to fix RG3, and when I fix RG3, I'm going to go down in the Hall of Fame. And that's plain and simple what he's going to do. He's going to make RG3 a Pro Bowl quarterback. And you guys know, I'm not a fan of the mobile running quarterback, and RG3 is the proof of why I'm not a fan of it. But I think Hugh is going to prove to everybody else that he can fix this guy. So this means no Carson Wentz at this pick, people. They're going in a completely different way. Yes, they're going a completely different way. They're going to go with Ezekiel Elliott at number 2 overall. Now, this is completely crazy and high for a running back. We know that. The last time a running back was taken this high, yes, it was Cleveland at number 3. I think Elliott's the guy for them. I think he comes in, he gives Hugh that true weapon at the running back position that he wants. I'm not sure if he's sold on Duke Johnson and Isaiah Correll. Ezekiel Elliott comes in as a weapon to surround RG3 with, and I think that he's going to be the first piece of many pieces that they're going to get throughout this whole entire process to surround RG3 with. They're going to make sure RG3 has enough weapons to actually do damage in the league and have no excuses, and give Hugh enough weapons to actually coach, because the dude is phenomenal, and we've seen that. You give him the right pieces, and he knows the guy's history, he's going to find a way to give them the ball and give them the ball in space, give them the balls to make plays. And so Ezekiel Elliott at number 2 overall for the Cleveland Browns. We have San Diego at number 3 overall. It makes this pick extremely easy for San Diego at this point. You just landed the best offensive tackle in the draft, and a guy that's probably going to help you protect Phillip Rivers for the next 4 to 5 years, however long that you decide to keep him around. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Like I said, this is a no-brainer. Laremy Tunsil just fell to you at number 3 overall. You hand in the card as soon as you see Elliott come off the board. As soon as you see Elliott get called to the Cleveland Browns, you go get Laremy Tunsil, and hands down. Your division has featured some sort of pass rusher. For the last 2 years, your division has featured some sort of pass rusher. The first year being Justin Houston with his 22-plus sacks. The second year being Von Miller with his sack and his outstanding play through the whole entire playoffs. So now, what does that tell you? You got to play these 2 guys 2 times a year. Now, I know Houston's kind of banged up, and you still got to play Miller. You got to play Ware. You got to play Holly. You got to play Khalil Mack. You got to play Bruce Irvin. I mean, the list goes on of pass rushers that you got to play against, and you knew you couldn't keep Phillip Rivers upright last year. So Laremy Tunsil just fell to you at number 3, and hands down, easy pick. The man's a San Diego Charger. At number 4 overall, now here, my mock draft is about to take a crazy turn, so if you're not too happy at this point, you might as well just go ahead and click off this video and go watch ESPN or something. This is about to get crazy. At number 4 overall, we got the Dallas Cowboys. Now, a lot of people had Elliott going here, and they thought Elliott being here would be amazing, and Jerry Jones would have been handed in the card as soon as Elliott fell to him, but Elliott didn't fall to him in the Footballology mock draft. So, with that being said, this team needs help. Plain and simple. Defensively, we know the offensive line. That's hands down. There's no need to even attempt to draft another first-round draft pick on that offensive line. If you do, Jerry Jones, all right, now you're just crazy. Quarterback sounds ideal, but this quarterback class is, I'm not going to say deep, but okay enough for you to wait to the 2nd or 3rd round or even the 4th round to go get a guy. You don't have to necessarily get a guy today. And so with that being said, where do you honestly attack at? Receiver, you're okay. I think you go on the defensive side of the ball and you go with this next guy. You go with Robert Nkemdiche at number 4 overall. I know, that's insane. This man he's had whispers in the first round and, early 2nd round kind of guy, but I think getting him does a lot of work for them. Now, I know he has a problem and he's a problem guy, if you will, but we know Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones don't care. He doesn't. He's one of those GMs / owners / coach, whatever. He's one of those guys that don't care about your problems. He sees your problems and he wants to make them his problems. He wants to fix your problems, and then he wants you to go play great football for him. Now, granted, it backfired last year with Randy Gregory and Greg Hardy. I think Robert's a different guy. I don't know why. I have this feeling that he's just a different guy. I think he had the bad light shined on him for a little bit, but him getting picked here, I think, gives him a chance to actually say, I'm worth something, and I'm worth something to someone. And Dallas being that team, I think he's going to go out there and lay it all out on line for Dallas. If Dallas takes him here, they definitely bolster that defensive front with his ability to play with size, athleticism, and strength. Oh my God, it's nasty. And then you do get Randy Gregory back. Don't forget that. Yeah, Randy Gregory got his little suspension going on. But as soon as you get him back, you got him. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. You still got Sean Lee. You got Damian Wilson. So you have weapons on that defense, in that defensive front, nonetheless, that Robert can, be around and doesn't have that pressure to play amazing right away, but he's a first-round pick and a top 5 pick at that. But I think that with him being on that defensive line, and he's going to help improve that defensive front altogether. They need a guy like him to be stout up the middle, especially with their division trying to run the ball. At number 5 overall, we got Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville is starting to build some type of squad out there. Like, it's crazy. Like, last year, offensively, we knew what they were. We knew what they were going to be. They were going to be dangerous, high power, octane, elite, all that, all 9. I think defensively, they definitely addressed that, and they addressed it with pretty much the bank account. They said, open up the vault, walk up to the vault, you're getting paid, you're getting paid, you're getting paid. Now come play football for us. So this team doesn't need much here, but I think they're going to get the right guy. I have Jacksonville taking Myles Jack makes sense, right? It makes perfect sense. He's a perfect fit for them. I think with his size, now you can quote me on this. With his size, Gus is going to see him and see Bobby Wagner. He's going to see that guy that can play with intelligence, speed, smarts, and can do everything within his defensive scheme to give his team the best chance to win. And when you got a Bobby Wagner, we've seen, and I don't know how much you guys watch Seattle football. I'm hoping a lot, and I'm pretty assuming a lot. But Bobby Wagner is a beast. He is a beast in the middle of that defense. And a lot of people don't give him credit. They say the Legion of Boom in that secondary, but Bobby Wagner might as well be part of that secondary. Dude is a beast in the run game. He's a beast in the pass game. And Myles Jack is going to be that for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next, we got the Baltimore Ravens at number 6 overall. I hate picking for the Baltimore Ravens in the mock draft, honestly, because Ozzie Newsome and his whole front office and his scouting, all of them dudes do amazing jobs out there. Baltimore and Pittsburgh are two teams I hate mocking for because they're so smart to the point where they'll take a guy that doesn't make sense to nobody, but then in 2 to 3 years, that guy be a stud. And everybody's like, oh, this guy is so good. He's so amazing. And it's like, I hate mocking for them. I really do. But with them picking this high at 6 overall, that in itself sounds nasty too, because Baltimore never picks in the 6. They pick in the 20s. They don't pick in the small numbers. They pick in the 20s or in the 30s. So it's like this for them is completely out of character. But with this pick, they're gonna get a quality guy. They're gonna get Vernon Hargreaves III. This guy is a great man-to-man corner. The only knock you have on him is his size and his height, but Baltimore don't care. They don't care about size. They don't care about nothing. Can you play football? That's all we want you to do, is play football anyways. Well, we're not trying to get you to get the cookie jar at the top of the refrigerator. No, we just want you to play football for us. And as long as you can do that and do that well, they're going to draft you. So Hargreaves gives them the best chance to add talent to a secondary that needs it desperately, and also add youth to a secondary that kind of starting to get a little bit long in the tooth. You know, I know they added Eric Weddle, but they got Ladarius Webb out there. And, you know, so they're getting older in that secondary. Hargreaves is a guy that can come in now, learn from those guys before they exit out, and learn what just tweak his game a little bit, because he's a good man-to-man corner. And this dude's going to be phenomenal. Next, we got the 49ers at 7 overall. This team has completely did a 180 from their Super Bowl year to now. This team is in shambles. They're running around. Their front office is running around shredding paper, trying to make sure their name is not on anything. It's just crazy. It makes you think how much Harbaugh had an effect on this front office and how much was he keeping, was he the glue to this team almost. And so when he left, you start to see that little thread, and somebody start to pull that thread, and this team just starts to unravel. And so that's where this team is at right now. They need a guy that's going to allow them to get that defense back in order, to allow them to be that Super Bowl caliber / playoff caliber defense. They need that kind of guy, and they need that guy today. I have them getting Eli Apple. I think I say they're going to get back to Super Bowl caliber, and you think about Super Bowl caliber Niners, you're thinking about stud middle linebacker. They got that in Navarro Bowman. And he has some other linebackers out there. He doesn't necessarily have his Patrick Willis running mate, but they have some other linebackers out there. And I feel like they could have went some other places with this. But I think Eli Apple is something that they desperately need. They've always need corner help, in my opinion. And Eli is a guy that can come in and play day one for them and give them quality, solid play at the cornerback position. It's something that they desperately need in a division where they have to play Russell Wilson and those Arizona Cardinals out there that love airing it out. At number 8, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I know Eagles fans at this point are either cussing me or they've gone. So if you're still here and you're an Eagle fan, I apologize that Ezekiel Elliott isn't here for you to select. And I know a lot of analysts and a lot of people have been hyping you up to get Elliott at this spot, but he's gone. But I give you guys somebody better. With the 8th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles will select Joey Bosa. Bosa gives you guys a true edge rusher, something that you guys have been missing. Not desperately, because I know you've had Connor Baldwin out there, and then Fletcher Cox has been solid play here and there. But I think Bosa is something that you guys kind of need. Now, a lot of people say Doug Peterson wants that running back that he had in Kansas City with a Jamal Charles or Kendrick West. But you guys forget that he had to figure out ways to coach against Justin Houston every day in practice. I think he is hoping to kind of get that from Joey Bosa, if you will. I think when bringing in Joey Bosa, he's hoping to get that edge pass rush that he had seen in Kansas City. At number 9 overall, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Tampa Bay, offensively, in my mind, is set. They can go get a couple offensive linemen in the later parts of the draft, so we're not going to worry about offensive linemen. So, offensive side of the ball, basically go play somewhere. We don't need to worry about you. We need to worry about this defensive side of the ball. They kind of added a few pieces here and there, but I think they need a key piece to kind of start to bring this defense around. William Jackson is that piece that they need. When you have to play the Panthers, the Saints, and the Falcons twice a year, I think that something you have to realize that those teams like to air it out. Now, granted, Carolina's not an air it out team, but still, Jackson is a guy that you need to kind of get out there and play opposite of Vernon. You don't have a guy like that, in my opinion. You don't have a guy that you can really hang your hat on. I know a lot of Bucs fans are saying, well, Jonathan Banks. And I'm like, Banks would have proved it by now, especially with Lovey in house. Lovey knows his defense, so Lovey would have did something that way. William Jackson is a guy that you need to play opposite of Vernon. At number 10 overall, we have the New York Giants. So the New York Giants were just like the Jacksonville Jaguars. They opened up the bank vault, and they said, you're getting paid, and you're getting paid. Come play football for me. And so with that happening on the defensive side of the ball, you have to realize you still have Eli Manning, and he's not getting any younger. He's not getting any mobile, or if that's a word. So you have to do something to protect him, right? With that being said, you go get Ronnie Stanley. Now, Ronnie Stanley can play that right tackle position and play it with strength, power, and a really solid anchor, I think. He has that waistline that he kind of dips down into. But at the same time, you probably can improve your run blocking. So Stanley being that guy with Eric Flowers, now you got good 2 tackles. You do some shuffling with Pugh, and now you got a stud. Now you got a half decent offensive line. That's something that you can be proud of moving forward in the NFC East. At number 11, we got the Chicago Bears now. Chicago's one of those teams, once again, you're just like, how did they even do it? Why are they not picking in the top 5? They're right on the edge of the top 10. Why are they not inside the top 10? So it's a team that needs help, but where do they need help at? I feel like they go get Jack Conklin. He gives them a Kyle Long 2.0. He's a guy that can play tackle. He can swing in the guard. He kind of start to flex out that offensive line, if you will. They've known for a while that they needed to protect Jay Cutler. And with Adam Gase leaving, you don't have that same offense instilled. John Fox, take care of the defense. Go get a Conklin, so now you can rest easy at night knowing that you're going to keep Jay Cutler upright. At number 12, we have the New Orleans Saints. Now, the New Orleans Saints see Atlanta bolstering their defense, or trying to bolster their defense. They see Carolina on what they've done from a defensive standpoint. And then you see what Tampa's trying to do defensively there, and hopefully they might do. We're not too sure yet. But so with the New Orleans Saints, what do you want to do? You want to get back to the Super Bowl. And how with the Saints, you need to go get Cody Whitehair. And the reason why is so now he goes in there, he plays guard for you, or he can play a little tackle, whatever you want to do. But what he does is he strengthens your offensive line from an actual run standpoint. You've seen it happen in Carolina. You've seen it for yourself, and they got him all the way to this big one. So he strengthens that offensive line and kind of keeps Drew Brees upright at the same time. Once again, Drew Brees isn't getting any younger. He's not getting any more mobiler. And so go get this guy, strengthen your offensive line, pound the ball, run the ball, which in turn keep a young defense off the field and keeps them a little bit fresh. And I think that's what happened to that defense last year. They were on the field quite a bit, and they just wasn't as fresh as they needed to be. At number 13, we have the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Miami Dolphins, they kind of splashed in free agency last year, and I think they dibbled a little bit in this year. They lost a couple of pieces here and there, and you're like, well, how are you going to replace this guy? How are you going to replace this guy? How are you going to replace this guy? This team has always had one need to me, and I'm hoping they address it in this draft. They can address that need by going to get a Reggie Ragland from Alabama. With Ragland, he's a stud, solid middle linebacker. He's smart, he's intelligent, and he'll be a straight cornerstone piece for that defense. Something that you truly needed in that defense. Regardless if Ndamukong Suh can make the play or not, or regardless if Cameron Wade can make the play or Mario Williams can make the play, you needed that. I know you got Kiko Alonso on the trade, so be it. Whatever, who cares? We know Kiko Alonso is not going to be on the field for 16. Ragland's that guy. Ragland's that tough-nosed, hard-nosed linebacker that you really need for the middle of that defense, and something that you kind of desperately missing on that defense. You need to start to toughen up your defense, and you can do that with Ragland. At number 14, we have the Oakland Raiders. I hate this team. I hate this team from a Chiefs standpoint, or being a Chiefs fan, I hate this team. From a fan of the NFL standpoint, which I am, I hate this team. This team is good, and this team is dangerous. I'm telling you guys this with the most seriousness face ever. This team is good, and this team is dangerous, and they're about to get more dangerous. This team will go out and get Sheldon Rankins and make that defensive line that much more unstoppable. Khalil Mack, Bruce Irvin, Mario Edwards Jr., and now Sheldon Rankins, they can get after the quarterback with just moving forward. And are you kidding me? If you can do that, you know how dangerous you are at that point? This team is getting better and going to get better with this guy. They did some dabbling. They did some stealing. They stole from the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're getting better, and it's so dangerous. And it's so scary. But Sheldon Rankins is going to do that for them. Next, we have the Los Angeles Rams. This team is not like the Cleveland Browns. They're just a team of indecisiveness at this point. They don't know what city they want to be in. They don't know what players they want to have. They know they have two good players. I was going to say one. They have two good players, Todd Gurley and Aaron Donald. And that's it. So they need to start making good decisions, and hopefully they can start making them today. The first good decision that this organization is going to make is by getting Carson Wentz. Now, back to Drew Brees' situation. You get a new city. You can get a new quarterback. And I think he gives you that chance to be that guy that can help you take over the city and take over the town, if you will. By playing the quarterback position now, I'm kind of iffy on taking the quarterback in the first round this year. But Carson Wentz is something that the St. Louis Rams desperately need. You got a young stud running back. You can do this with a young quarterback. Put a young stud defense out there and start to build weapons. Hopefully they, in the later rounds, they can get some weapons for this guy. At number 16, we got the Detroit Lions. This team is crazy. I don't know exactly what to expect from this team this year, but this team is all over across the board in my opinion. They lose Calvin Johnson, which in my mind is a heartbreaker. I mean, Calvin Johnson is one of my favorite players, so losing him is a heartbreaker for Detroit fans. And I'm sorry for you guys, because that dude you wish could play for the next 30,000 years. As long as you're alive and you're a Detroit fan, that's how long you wish that guy could play for you. But he retired this year. You go out and get Marvin Jones. You start to add a couple of pieces here and there. I think this next pick is definitely going to get you guys going in the right direction. You lose one beast in Calvin Johnson, right? So what do? You replace him with another beast in Derrick Henry. Go get a true running back. You guys haven't had a true running back in forever. Y'all been getting these always save running backs, these small, I think I could play football running backs, these Java Besses, these Amir Abdullah last year. Go get a strong, grown man running back, please. Please, Detroit. For once, listen to me. You know, I wanted you guys to go take a couple of D-backs, so y'all wouldn't. Go get a grown man running back. Okay? Now what you do is you run the ball. You run it well, and you run it extremely strong. You got 2,000-yard receivers on the outside and Tate and Marvin Jones. You can run I-back formations all day long. Okay? And that's all you need. Give Derrick Henry the ball on the goal line. This is exactly what this team is needing, and this is exactly what this team is missing. So that's all I have for part one. I really hope you guys enjoyed this far. If your team was called, I hope you guys enjoyed your pick. I hope you guys liked your pick. Let me know what you think about the pick down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this mock draft at this point. It's crazy. It's off the wall. Think about it, though. Think about some of these picks. Really dissect these picks before you say anything in the comment section. But make sure you guys say something, though. Make sure if you like the pick, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a dislike. I'll take a dislike. Yeah, why not? I'm okay. But if you guys are not a fan of Footballology, go ahead and subscribe. Become a footballologist today and take care of business. Stay safe, football fans.